Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper One. I've gotten a lot of reports from Florida, so I'll be doing the boots on the ground later. But one of the things that stuck out was a lot of people have told me, people were not prepared for this. They didn't even seem like they try hard to be prepared for it. And maybe because, they're predicting the hardest hit area and it actually moved a little bit. A few days ago, I was predicted to get a gully washer and a lot of wind. I got a 1/4 inch of rain. It kept moving east and east and east. I wanted actually more rain because we needed it. But I got a 1/4 inch of rain. I did get a little bit of wind, but nothing severe. No damage, anything. So it was a blessing for me, but other people are definitely suffering. But some of the people from Florida said, they know people down there that, they're not prepared at all. And they're scrambling around asking people for things, which I think is crazy. But for the purpose of this video, I got a call this morning. I have great friends that live in a city, and they woke up this morning and the water was just barely running in their sink. And I told them a few things to check, but they're on, city water. So I said, it sounds like you got a main water line broken somewhere. And then after a little bit, they found out that it was reported and it was broken. So that was their problem. But in the conversation I had with them, I said, how much water do you have stored? It was 0. Now these are people I've known forever, and I've been trying to help them prep, but they don't want to prep. Their mindset is 100% against prepping, and it's sort of frustrating for me because I love them and I want them to be taken care of. In their heads, they think there's nothing bad happen to them. Like this morning, I asked them, "You got any bottled water?" No. So they actually had to run out and get a case of bottled water. Then I was talking to him further, and I said, "You don't have like a 5-gallon water can in the basement or anything?" And they did mention, and they started the conversation, then they stopped and said, "Oh, we better not tell you this." By accident, someone sent them, or they got delivered to their house and they couldn't return it. It sounded like it was a 10-gallon water storage container of some sort. And they had it in their basement for like a year. And then they said, well, it was just cluttered, so we threw it away. Now, if you could see their basement, there's no clutter in their basement. It is like empty, 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 empty. And I was like, what? I mean, I couldn't even keep talking to them. It's like, there's people out there that aren't prepping. I don't know if prepping is in your DNA, because these people have no prepping DNA at all. So first of all, it's the water. They had no water. Next is they have a wood stove in their basement, a nice wood stove in their basement. They've never used it. It was there when they bought the house. It has a nice chimney. I actually looked at it for them, and I said, you're going to get a professional out here, clean the chimney out, and tell them just to check it out thoroughly. So it cost them a few $100. But in an emergency, and they live in a cold climate, they would have emergency heat. Have they done it? Have they gotten any firewood? Zero firewood is purchased, and we have winter coming, so they have 0 prepping DNA in their body. Next is they do have 1 pistol, and I think they got that from the other side of their family, like someone gave them a .38, and they do have a little bit more than I think a box of ammo. I've encouraged them to go buy some more ammo. I think next time I see them, I'm going to give them a box of .38. But they have not even stocked ammo because they don't believe they need it. It's no DNA in their body is related to prepping. Not one bit. So I thought, okay, I got a great deal on these big canisters of bear spray. So I said, I will give them some bear spray. So I gave them the bear spray. And this was years ago, 3-4 years ago maybe. I was at their house. Since then, they had moved to another house. But I was in their house, and I casually mentioned the bear spray. And they said, oh, yeah, we have it up in the closet. Now, their master bedroom, I believe, was downstairs. The bear spray is in the upstairs closet, like a big linen closet. So, guess what? The bear spray was up there. I looked at it. It was still in the original wrapper, the heavy-duty plastic. And it's heavy-duty because it's bear spray, and they definitely don't want kids to get into it. So I'm like, okay, you have 1 pistol, and one of you won't touch the pistol because you're scared of it. So that's why I gave him bear spray, thinking, okay, worst case, you ain't gonna touch the pistol. Maybe you'll touch the bear spray when someone's breaking your house. But the bear spray was stored in the container, or in the wrapper, heavy duty plastic. You need a heavy duty knife, and it's childproof. Okay, so they move. I'm at their new house, and I asked them, you got the bear spray yet in your, they have nightstands on the side of their bed. The bear spray needs to be in the nightstand so you can get at it. They said, oh no, it's in a box, I think. There is no prepping DNA in either of them. So, you love them. You can't holler at them. You're still going to love them. But you get to a point where, you know what? People feel so secure that nothing bad can happen to them. I think it's a false sense of security. When I was at their house, their most recent house, I pointed out a few things that I would change. A few security upgrades. They have a basement back door that's very weak, very weak. You know, I said, just casually, you might want to do something about that. Then they got a door coming up their stairs into their main part of their house. And it's a flimsy door, old door. I said, maybe you should get like a deadbolt or something on the inside, or just a chain, one of those chains that you put on your door so you can open a few inches. Any type of lock. Now, someone's going to kick it in. There's no doubt about it. The door's weak, but it would give them an extra 10, 15, 20 seconds to react to the threat. I love this couple so much, I gave them a 500-watt power box. I gave it to them to keep their phones charged, so they could call me at least in an emergency and tell me their conditions is dire. So at least they have that. Last time I was there, I looked in their cupboards. Not a lot of food. They don't believe in stockpiling at all. They eat a lot of fresh foods. So within a week or two, they would have zero food in their house. They have 2 big dogs. That's the best thing going for them, security-wise. But you know what? They don't store a lot of dog food for them. So within a week, I guarantee you, their one big bag of dog food will be gone. So, this morning, I understand non-preppers better. If it's not in your DNA, it's not in your DNA. You're not going to prep. The only reason you're going to prep is if there's a very big crisis in your life that you realize that, hey, government's not here to help me. My neighbors aren't going to help me. And if you do have good neighbors, they might help you a little bit, but guess what? It's not their responsibility. I wish more people would start preparing. I wish more people would say, you know what, I'm responsible for myself. I'm not going to let the government take care of me unless it's absolutely necessary. So, if you got non-preppers in your life, try to get them to prep. But when eventually you're going to realize, hey, the only thing that's going to make these people prep is if they get a huge crisis in their life and they're getting uncomfortable. But you know what? I've been and I've seen people that get very uncomfortable in crisis. I've seen people around here lose power for days and days, and they say, man, I got to get a generator. And you know what? A few of those people that have said that have never gotten a generator because things go back to normal, normalcy bias kicks in, and they just don't care. So, I'm going to help people prep as much as I can. I'm going to help people I love. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for yourself, your family, your children, your elderly parents or elderly relatives. And it's not my problem to take care of you. What is coming is a freight train heading towards us. And as we go and face whatever happens, and if it's a severe problem, my limited resources are priority for me. Yes, I'm going to help people if I can, but you know what? If I realize that, hey, the dollar bill in my pocket is worthless, there's no more stuff at Walmart, the grocery stores are empty, I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful with the resources I give out. Now, with the hurricane, and you got a little bit, and you got friends, there's people I know, not personally, but been communicating with me, that are heading to Florida to help friends out. That's a whole different story. Because you can get food still at Walmart. So you can help these people knowing, hey, I can just replenish. So today, if you don't have prepping DNA in your body, you're probably not going to make it. Start preparing now. Thanks for watching.